It's the Texas weather discussion video. This is for Friday, the 26th of July. I'm Donovan Neal. Odds are that we stay dry through much of next week and also through the weekend. We also go back to seasonal temperatures with higher heat and humidity next week. So here's the upper air map this morning across the continent. You can see we've all seen this pattern here for the past several days. Very high amplitude pattern, troughing in the west or troughing in the east, ridging in the west, and of course where the troughing is at, we're experiencing drier air, and we're thankful to be part of that trough because temperatures are actually in the low to mid 60s, also some parts of the 70s near the urban areas. I wouldn't be surprised if a place like Glen Rose might be in the upper 50s to early this morning. And around the nation, very similar to yesterday, many places starting out their day in the mid 50s, kind of like an early preview of fall. That feels very nice. Across the watch warning map, not much going on. We have a heat advisory in effect for parts of western California, and also excessive heat watch for around that same vicinity. On the outlooks, just to the north of Wisconsin, have a standard slight risk of severe storms, and also have a marginal risk for parts of Nebraska and also parts of Wyoming. On day 2, pretty much the same deal, and on day 3, we still have that marginal risk for parts of Iowa, Minnesota, and parts of Nebraska as well. Here's the average precipitation for the next 7 days. Heaviest rain most likely in central Florida at this point, and down here, just not much rain for all of Texas, actually. Maybe some parts of Houston near Beaumont and parts of extreme East Texas, but other than that, we remain pretty dry, which doesn't help our drought situation one bit. We're starting to see a little more drought, abnormally dry conditions happen across the state, and actually some severe drought conditions happening in South Texas, and that's not going to improve within the next 10 days because we're expected to stay dry all throughout that time period. So, in the tropics, that wave is officially gone. No new tropical activity expected for the next week. So, let's go on to the dailies here. This is the 06Z run of the GFS valve this afternoon at 4 o'clock local time. You can see we have that troughing in the east, ridging in the west, very high amplitude. Down here, we stay dry. Again, highs will be in the low 90s. And the temperature for this weekend will be mostly in the mid 90s, again, with a mostly sunny sky, with overnight lows in the low 70s, and pretty much the same deal on Sunday. Here's Monday. The weather really doesn't change much. We actually warm up to the upper 90s at this point with the mostly sunny sky. Highs will be in the upper 90s with lows in with the upper 70s. Same thing Tuesday, same thing Wednesday. Here's Thursday. Again, not much change going on across the state. Maybe we'll see an isolated storm or two for parts of the northeast corner of Texas, but other than that, we pretty much stay dry with fairly consistent weather. Here's a week from today, Friday the 2nd of August. Here's a week from today, Friday the 2nd of August. Very high amplitude pattern, troughing in the east, ridging in the west. And down here, we pretty much stay dry at this time period. And here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Sunday, the 4th of August. You can see we have troughing down here, again, ridging in the west, and down here, that looks pretty dry. But you can see for the numbers for the next 15 days, highs pretty much stay in the mid-90s through at least the 30th of July, but then as soon as we hit August, highs will go back to seasonal averages, upper 90s with lows in the upper 70s to low 80s. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'm notes in the blog. My next video will be posted at around 7 a.m. Monday morning. If you can't catch the local TV stations on the air this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and Godspeed.